Does your door handle, does it look like this? This one actually isn't that bad looking. I've never been a huge fan of the silver. I wanted it black, so that's what I did. Let me show you what's going on over here. Those are the products. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, you can see this looks, I think, much, much better. So what I like to do is I like to start on this side. Let's make sure you can see. Yep, start on this side. And then what I'll do is I'll come in here. Usually what I'll do is I'll stick the bigger one in first because I want to find where the little clips are the best that I can. And then I want to pop those in particular. So now that that one is popped, see if I can get a flashlight as well. And then I can kind of take a look in here and see where everything is. Can't remember if there's one up here. I would know if I had the other door panel out. And what I'll do is probably I'll show you the back side of the door panel. That way you can just match it up and pop it out. It's easier when you have a reference. Much easier actually. Yeah, I think there might be one up here. Yep, there's one there, and then I swear there's one up here. Yep. These are loosened, and then there's just these clips at the top. So I'll show you up that way. Oh, there's one. I'll have to pop it back in. Oh, no, that's a screw. It's a screw from the armrest. Well, don't do that. Don't drop it. Okay. Now it's time to disconnect connectors. Let's see if you guys can see this. This one here, this is for your door handle. That just clips out. I think one of the more difficult ones to get to, and I guess it already disconnected itself, is this one, and that one's for your mirrors. Cool. So that's what you're left with. So this is what the back of the door panel is going to look like. And we've got to find where the armrest pieces are. So this is where those 3 long screws attach to. These small T20s are your armrest. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought there was a 6, but these are going to be your armrest screws. Yep, it's probably these 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and they're different lengths than the other screws. should look like this. It should look almost terrifying after you prep everything, right? So same thing here. So once you strip everything, wash it really, really good, and then use either alcohol and water or the Car Pro eraser, anything like that. Clean it up. It is ready for the adhesion promoter. So this is what you're going to use next. And what's nice about this is, I'll show you, is it will start to darken it back up again. But it's going to allow that paint to stick. So what I'll do is I'll keep doing this, and then I'll come back. Here's what it should look like after you put the adhesion promoter on. And what's really important is right there, right? So when I'm applying the adhesion promoter, I can tell where there might be a little bit of residual glue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on that because I don't want there to be any texture issues. So I'm gonna rough that up a little bit, clean it up, and then we'll reapply. So 3 coats of adhesion promoter. After the third one, within 10 minutes, start applying paint. So when we are back, I'll be applying paint. All right, just light coats of paint. Not sure if I'm gonna have to wet sand before I apply a clear. We'll see. So I picked up clear, so if you're trying to do what I am doing, SIM 13013, I've put a couple light coats on, and then I'll document applying some of the coats. This hopefully will just make it easier to clean in the future, give a little bit better feel. It won't be quite as abrasive. So yeah, look at that. And that was silver, guys. Like, peeling, cracking, soft, gooey silver. Yeah, it's starting to get a decent finish on it, so I'm happy. So last night, what I did was I snapped this one together, and I always like to do one side before I film, and all that's put back together. There's some fuzzies here. That's just from the car cover. But so far, there's enough clear on there that it kind of has like a factory look without being too shiny. And this is the matte clear, matte paint. Let's clean it with some Car Pro eraser. It's not going to harm the paint, anything like that. It'll clean it up nice. The finish came out really nice. I did a little bit of light wet sanding just to kind of smooth it out so that the touch part was good. Because at the end of the day, right, it's still got to have kind of an OEM-ish feel, especially if it's not going to have the rubber kind of texture on it anymore. It at least needs to be somewhat smooth to the hands. Yeah, there's a couple parts here. I might wet sand that a little bit more. But overall, I'd say that looks pretty darn good. So excited for this project. I was a little scared undertaking this project. I think it's worked out really, really well. I'm really shocked that I was able to do this for $60. I think all of you can do this as well. If you're tired of what your door handles or your armrests look like, you too can do this. You can get this done. Don't be afraid. I was afraid at first, but you could do it. If your door handles look like crap like mine did, you can take them apart, and for $60 you can get them redone. If they're already looking like crap, you can't make it any worse. It's not the end of the world. I'd say breaking the armrest apart, that's the most difficult part of the process, and the one that probably is where you're going to see a broken part or something like that. It's not like Plasti Weld isn't out of the solution. If you need, you can always plasti welded back together. But yeah, let's get this put back on. All right, drum roll. See if that shows up. Look at that. That looks so much better. That is awesome. I'm so excited. Yep, that looks really good.